All right. So, Fruitcakes versus Rift Sharks. Key player PB. We see his popular champs. Nami, of course, because of typically Hui matchups he likes to play into occasionally with some Lucian. Just making sure my mic's picking up. Okay, good. All right. So, champions to watch. We see Avery's Darius, obviously. Brewer with the Syndra. The Echo is a big popular pick. I mean, it just typically bans out. Faye, I think can play a decent amount of stuff, but likes the Chin. Kathy likes the Enchanters. PB likes the Engage. Evan can kind of play whatever. Gnome likes those beefy tank jungles. And of course, Julian with his Gragas that he loves. This is going to be a really important mid matchup. These are both very good mid laners. Brewer is first team extremely good, but Kai is extremely good as well. And I think it's really going to be to see if Kai can maybe get even or a bit ahead, or if Brewer can really kind of walk down that lane, right? Then top lane, again, important because this is Fruitcake's traditionally one of their win cons. He likes playing a lot more tankier champs. However, he tends to have very high impact, high CS, and he's very good at enabling their carries like Faye, like Kai, to really do a lot of damage. Like Mason, I guess, even. Though he tends to play tank Echo, which is a bit more mixed. I'm going to fast forward to the game here. Alright, so here's the draft. Alright, so let's talk about this. We see Udyr on 1. This is interesting because it's not Mason. Wait, is it Mason? Wait, I was so confused. I could have sworn Julian was playing. Alright, I was completely wrong. I was lied to, I guess. It is Mason playing, and they gave him the Udyr, which I am shocked. I would not have done that. I do not think that's a good idea. I think that's... I am a Mason Glazer on his Udyr exclusively. But we see the bans coming out. The Hui is expected. The Echo is expected. The Syndra is expected, targeting Brewer a bit. Then we see the Garen and the Singed, two of their top laners' comfort picks. And of course, the Gragas for Julian. I'm not fully sure. Maybe that is Julian. I think that is Julian on Udyr. I think this is just wrong. We'll see once they're in game. Then we see the Lilia. That's one of Noam's most comfortable picks that is like more high impact, like high damage. And then the Ahri, speccing into a lot of AP, but also a lot of mobility. Not committing to anything quite yet. They can kind of play disengage, engage, whatever with that. We see the Akshan, which is extremely brave, and the Yuumi. Clearly, the Yuumi is setting up for a pick, which Rift Sharks reads very well by banning the Vygar, which I have on good authority was going to be their pick. But the Akshan's clearly a response to the Ahri, rather high impact on the map. He's a champ that really likes roaming around and really likes Fruitcake's style of playing as a team. And then of course Evan, Comfort, Neela, Engage. It's really what they like to do. It makes sense again that they pick Leona with it. Another very strong Engage support that can match with that Neela. Smolder to respond in my eyes is a very greedy pick, because you just don't have the range early to comfortably lane into a Neela Leona with a Yuumi who's applying basically zero lane pressure. If they get out of lane, it's turbo over. I mean, you have a Smolder that scales like nasty, a Yuumi who's going to be sitting on him the whole game, and it's kind of hard for him to access him late game because of his increased effective range. They will still have the Ahri with the ult and all that, and that's likely why they picked the Ornn as a response to this, in an attempt to really have a more viable engage, because Lilia ult is something, Ahri ult is something, Leona ult is something, but they're all something that can be countered. It is also interesting that they picked the Olaf here. This is a top laner that we don't typically see from the side of Fruitcakes, because they tend to pick more tanky top laners. I mean, part of the reason Garen and Singed tend to be banned is because they're a bit more damage heavy and more impactful, because their top laner is one of the strongest players in the server. But let's see how this game goes. I would definitely say I like Rift Sharks draft more. I think the damage on both sides is balanced. Actually, no, because Fruitcakes doesn't have that much consistent AP if Udyr gets behind. They have 280 carries and no real peel besides kind of an Udyr, who is not a consistent tank, nor has super consistent CC to peel a lot of people off. And then they're engaged extremely good with Ornn Leona. We'll see how this goes. All right, we're getting into the game. It is okay. It is Julian. All right, the graphic was wrong. Standard 5-point from both teams. This is basically what we expect out of them. Well, not quite standard. Rift Sharks tends to, not to flame my team, but we tend to have a bit of a lacking coverage on bot side. We see that they might look for a cheese bot. The lightning bit. They get the ward, get some poke. Nothing too much happens. I mean, honestly, getting that ward is kind of big because this is a bot lane where once they hit 2, it's extremely difficult for the side of Fruitcakes to play this. They just have such an engaged threat, and you have such little presence early. I mean, again, Smolder E is not a really consistent engage tool; it can get canceled, and I'm definitely interested to see how that lane goes. Kai playing extremely aggressive, gets some good trade out already. I mean, I think this is what you have to do, right? You can't just let the Ahri free scale, and you want to make sure to use that early Akshan presence. You see that Julian started bot side, likely giving that Lispy a bit more prio top. They hit 2 bot. They zone Smolder off wave a bit. Gnome, most junglers in the server do a bot side clear, top bot. Standard, likely going to look for a play maybe. Once they hit 3, have that crashing wave. You have a level 3 Leona, that's a real threat. Someone really needs to go in. This is not what's happening. I mean, they hit level 3 bot, that's big, but Leona's taking a bunch of poke, Faye's still full health on that Smolder. Not exactly what you want to see, but, I mean, again, there's still, Leona hits an E, you're basically dead. Lispy looking for some engage there, but can't seem to find quite enough damage to make it worth it. Still zones Avery off the wave. Kai playing very well mid lane. Really going even, and Ahri's already at half health, still at full. Fighting top, goes in. Avery manages to get out with basically an even trade, if not up. That's exactly what you want on an Ornn. I mean, late game, you're going to have so much more presence in fights if that Olaf isn't ahead. There's the engage I was talking about. Goes in. Evan follows up. Gets a lot of damage down. Not quite enough to make it a kill, but definitely enough to make them have to be a bit more scared. Here comes the dive. Avery, good E. Is he going to pick up the kill? We saw that we took aggro. No, he's not. Still, not too bad. Has the TP. Will be able to recover from it, but has to be a bit more careful here now that he's down some CS and going to be down a bit of components. Alright. Rift Shark looking for the reset on bot lane. Likely so will Fruitcakes. It's actually been a pretty calm lane. I mean, Neela XP sharing does allow them to scale pretty well, but still, this is kind of what you want on the side of Fruitcakes. It's looking good. I mean, your mid lane's going even, your bot lane's going even on a scaling champ, and your top lane's up where you need it to be. Again, a very good engage by Kai. Brewer still not much health, doesn't have that much mana. Gonna get a reset here, but Kai's playing this lane quite well to be staying even with one of the biggest threats in the server. Avery perhaps looking to fight. Not quite yet. Oh. Lispy looking for it. Keeps on running. That's a good amount of damage, but that Orin health just makes every trade hard to win. Alright, first objective is likely going to go over to the side of Rift Sharks with that dragon. Honestly, to somewhat expected. I mean, you see that Fruitcase is really playing for their top side, looking to get value here. PB going to have to back off that. This is worrying, honestly, for Rift Sharks, where your bot lane's going even into a really hard scaling matchup, and you don't have that much threat until you're like 6, and by then Smolder can't completely be ignored. I mean, he already hit 25 stacks. I'm interested to see how this lane goes. Kai going for the full around the world. Lilia E connects. Let's go. We see that, I mean, Yuumi can't rotate the way that Iona can, even though they should have prio for these grubs. They're here with numbers. Burns the flash, trades it. Evan, oh my god, going in. Hit 6. They're still level 4 on their Fruitcake side. Can he win this down 2v1? Fighting topside on the grubs. Ornn goes down. Still fighting. We'll see the Olaf go down as well. Oh my god, that's the... Oh, I'm sorry, I'm losing track of people. All 3 of Fruitcake's topside, they managed to trade it back 1 and get the kill on Evan bot side. All in all, not the worst. I mean, I think if Evan had won that, it would have been disastrous. But right now, they're still playing it pretty stable, only down 200 gold. They're going to be down, I mean, they're down a dragon and 1 grub to 2. It's not that bad. And again, I mean, it's a bit awkward. Their draft is quite weak, I think, late game in peeling for their carries, but their carries are going to scale well. So I'm definitely interested to see how this goes. Can Smolder take over the game with that kill, with that even CS, or well, let's just spiral out of control? Yeah, we're seeing Avery start to struggle a bit. The threat of the Olaf ult and notable, well, you know, a few hundred golden items is a bit of an issue. Lispy looking to go in. Julian here with the gank. Gets the flash. Still going to get the stun. Really well buffered, but not going to be enough. Uses the W, the unstoppable from Ornn to avoid the stun, but it's not going to do too much. Still gets chunked down. They seem to... Ooh, tries to get the E. Really good dodge by Faye. Doing very well playing this range and managing to stay even in a lane they really have no right to be. Another missed E by PB, my washed goat. Possibly overextending here a bit. Looking to trade back some damage. Yeah, I mean, Fruitcase is playing this really well. I mean, there's a really unfortunate grub fight, but, you know, you're going roughly even on objectives. Guru has a lot of, you know, a lot of resources, but their Kai isn't too far behind. Jungle's roughly even. I mean, top lane's notably up, right? Because that early pressure compared to that Ornn scaling, and it's really hard to play. And then your scaling bot side is going even. I mean, it's perfect. Oh, you see the engage, burns the flash. Lilia was there to follow up. Potentially could redive if they're feeling adventurous, but no, decides to go do the blue. Might come back. Already went Rod of Ages. A bit of a greedy build perhaps, because you don't have quite as much early presence. Avery managing to secure the cannon and get out, but really struggling a bit with his Olaf lane. It's hard to play into such an early champ. Udyr looking for the gank. Smolder ult comes out. PB's looking quite low, likely going to die here. The question is, does Evan too? Oh, maybe not. They both managed to stay alive, low health. Evan goes down, but so does Udyr. Akshan here with the rotate, gets the ult off, chunks the Lilia. Can they finish it? Not quite. Okay, 1 for 1. Honestly, what you're hoping for on the side of Rift Sharks, not ideal, but I mean, you're not going completely down. You're losing a lot of CS. That's a plate. It's hard to see how, if they manage to peel for it, Faye could really take over this game. Stacking well, CSing well. Yeah, I mean, really good job on the side of Fruitcakes to, go even where they're losing and win where they're winning. But I still do think their draft is cooked. Omega cooked. So we'll have to see. This beat, chunking Avery down. Oh, going for the dive. Will they get it without dying? Yes, they will. If Ornn had managed to get that auto off, maybe it would have gone another way. But the Strybaker just making sure that they can run down that kill. Going for 5 grubs on the side of Fruitcakes, 2 dragons on the side of Rift Sharks. Definitely something to be concerned about in that late game. We'll see what the soul is, but it could be Infernal, could be Ocean, could be the... It can't be Chemtech, which is the really kind of downer one. It is Infernal. That is something to be worried about. As I said, you don't really have a dedicated tank on the side of Fruitcakes. You don't have really dedicated peel. And if you're given, the Ahri or the... Oh, this is a gank top. Lispy going in low health, but managed to bait with it because Julian's here to just clean up. Wow, really doing well on that top side. I mean, Ornn is a champion that can do well from behind, but this is not looking great. But they managed to trade it back bot lane. They can't quite manage to get the kill on PB. That is going to be a Smolder and a Yuumi because, of course, Yuumi is a 2 for 1 offer. And that gets Evan kind of back in the game, right? I mean, he didn't have item yet, and now he's going to have it for sure. Might be able to get this tower, not quite. Going to leave or not. And all of a sudden, you're looking at, 5-1 top laner, and your team's up 1.5k gold. Now, less than 1k gold. You have to be careful. You have to be worried about that Nyla just taking over the game, shredding through your entire team, Can we see this Olaf take it over or not? I mean, Lispy's known to do quite well in games, but we see a rotate bot side, likely angling to, probably to cover mid. And really great gank by Noam here. Manages to just cleanly get that mid laner in Kai. Avery's likely looking, knowing PB is nearby. Gur's still on the map, but not going to do anything yet. Gold has evened out. So this is the point of the game where I'm just excited to see, can the scaling bot lane of Smolder manage to... Scaling bot lane of Smolder and, fed as hell top laner in that Olaf manage to, get by the fact that they don't have much peel and they're going to get run down by a very, very strong Ahri Lilia. And yeah, again, Ornn doesn't have item, but Ornn doesn't need his item for his ult to knock you up from across your screen. Noam looking for the gank here maybe, but a bit hesitant. I mean, 1.5 items to 1.5 items. You have to be careful. Ooh, Julian waiting for the vision, but still on it. PB with immaculate ward placement. But Gur's here to fight. Lispy's looking for it, manages to chunk down Noam, but takes a lot of damage in the process, can't quite find it, and it's just a matter of time now. Gur managing to making sure to secure the kill with his ult. No risks here. Kai getting some value in mid, but that turret is still full health. Still not going to go down yet. Oh, what a beautiful charm from there. This doesn't have ult, so can't quite threaten a kill, but definitely has to be worried. Oh, Evan going in, knowing the Leona's close. Misses the ult, but manages to get the kill anyways. I mean, Udyr's not a tanky champ. Udyr not until second, third item. And beautiful engage from Avery. Manages to come around, wrap around, uses the ult. Yuumi managed to barely get away. PB just zoning off, and they managed to make this game look a lot scarier than it was earlier. Oh, Kai looking for something here. Getting Evan real low, but can't quite find it. PB in this area can't afford to chase. And again, just going to get blocked that ult. Yeah, I mean, I was saying earlier, you know, it's looking great for Fruitcakes, and all of a sudden, you're seeing 4 bounties on the screen, and it's not on Fruitcakes, and you're thinking, oh, this might not be looking as good. We see that Infernal Drake up in 40 seconds, Rift Herald up in 5. It seems that they're angling for that third Drake, just making sure to get on Soul Point, keep this lead going, make sure they can punch in a Soul and maybe win the game there. But we see Olaf's bot as well. Kai is going top to match Gruer. Gruer has TP, Kai does not. That is possibly a sign they just cannot fight this Drake. I think they should try to trade this, but they seem to be looking to contest anyways, even knowing that their top laner, or I guess mid laner now, will not be able to be there. Oh, Kai goes in. Potentially a bit risky, but clearly they know their limits because they're just winning that trade. Okay. Wow, they've really managed to zone them off. Orange still bot lane, and the threat of that Udyr running at you with his ult is never too small to be ignored. Or too big, never small enough to, whatever. You see the fight over Vision, 4v4. Our reset TP has 2 items now to this Kai's, to this mid laner's 1, but they're still here. They managed to make it down. They haven't been spotted yet, so they do not know that Kai's behind. Could potentially make a play with his Akshan, but alternatively could just get collapsed on. Has to be careful. Ornn looking for the engage, doesn't quite find anyone. Or the Leona ult either. Now their main engage is basically gone. Smolder trading ult. Again, not going to do too much. But we see the Ahri charm go out. Noam looks for something. Avery goes in with the ult. Or sorry, Lispy doing a lot of damage, but can't quite find anyone. It's really unfortunate. All go low. I mean, and that's going to be a 5-team wipe. That's going to be an ace without any deaths. Very unfortunate. We saw PB go low. We saw Nyla go extremely low, but the ult bails him out. And that's hard to see how that might not just seal the deal. I mean, they really could have had that, but unfortunately, just a bit too much CC on the side of Rift Sharks. Managed to lock up that Smolder too much before they can do too much damage. And now Noam's going to, easy Drake. Wow, well, Noam's not even touching Drake. It's just Evan securing it, but... Oh, they're not choosing to take Rift Herald. I thought they would. But, I mean, they know that... At this point, Fruitcakes can't contest. At this point, Fruitcakes is looking for, can you get a pick with this strong Olaf before he starts to fall off a bit? Otherwise, let this Smolder hit 5 items and one-shot everyone, because otherwise, your team is getting shredded. I mean, you can't do much. Standard 1-2-1 with jungle, both sides. PB may be looking for something top. Knows Otacon spawning soon. Getting Prio here. 45 seconds on that objective. They have vision. They see it's happening. They know the Rift Herald's up. You have to be careful. But they're getting objective spot. They get that tower. I mean, they're trading back resources, which is what you want to do in the situation where you're behind. Udyr, Akshan just makes sure to hover, make sure nothing bad happens to this carry in Faye. And we see Lispy rotating mid, potentially looking for a play, but decides not to. Mid tower still standing, hard to wrap around on the Nila, especially with the dashes and the W. And they're looking for damage, but they have to be careful. We see that Ornn come out. Leona ult knocks up. Bam. He's getting shredded by the Nyla. Can't quite find it, actually. Yuumi managing to heal, but again, ult flash. Evan's in the thick of it and still not dying. And they managed to take down only one, but still not what you want when you're burning ults, you're burning sums. You have to be just careful. I mean, that's, Smolder Flash it's your lifeline here, and it's really, really good for Rift Sharks to have gotten that out. Widening that gold lead to 5k, and they're going to secure this Otacon with no chance to contest. Maybe they can trade back mid tower, but they have to be, even there, they have to be careful. They overstay, you die 2 more times, right? And it's looking dangerous. We see Guru rotating mid, trying to see if he can defend it. Yeah, they just can't threaten it. Lispy staying as a threat, making sure to be big, but very difficult to go in now. Only 2 items, but Rift Sharks starting to match that on their carries. Brewer getting scarily close to 3. There's that second item for the Lilia. Yeah, at this point, it's just a waiting game. Waiting for that dragon in 1 minute and 10 seconds, where they either make a last stand or give it and wait until Herald. I mean, those are their 2 choices, right? You see the Baron's going to be up in 2:30, so you can maybe try to delay if you give the dragon, you can delay the Baron and just hope that you can fight one of those fights, flip it, win it, get a big objective, and get back into the game. Or you can fight this dragon now, hope to, with this gold lead, it's going to be difficult. Maybe squeak out a win in the fight, get the dragon, delay the game, and just keep on pushing it back. Either way, the idea is you push back, let Smolder scale, let this Auction get second item. Because again, Auction went, Static Shiv, not exactly a super high damage item first. And just hope that you can get something here. Because Rift Sharks has been known to be picked. Avery or Evan sometimes play a bit careless on the sides. PB sometimes goes a bit deep. But as a whole, right now they're playing very well. They're playing very in sync. And this is not an easy team to pick in the first place, right? It's either tanks or high mobility. Oh, they get the engage, pop Lispy's ult, manages to get out most health, but they trade back the Smolder and the Yuumi ult. That's not ideal. You need that if you want to fight. They basically might have to give. We see Lispy already rotating to see if they can pressure mid turret. We see Faye maybe trying to look for poke, but scared off because that Leona threat, that EQ, that follow-up from the Nyla, and it's just not looking good. They get mid tower here on the side of Fruitcakes, manage to trade something back. Brewer looking to chase with ult. Catches up pretty far, uses flash, and that's a kill because there is no ult left for Lispy. Gets the reset on the ult, looking to keep follow up. Avery with the Ornn can't quite hit, but managed to zone off enough that this Baron 30 seconds is all but a guarantee. You don't have your top laner for that entire time. Gets a good engage from Leona, managed to lock Faye up for so long, even that the team can catch up. Yuumi tries to get out, but can't quite. Gets run down. They're diving. They keep on going. Auction's dead. Udyr's dead. This might just be game. Beautiful engage from PB, knowing team's not quite there, but with the ult, with the E, with the Q, you can hold them down. Then follow up, you see the Lilia with the slow, you see just they don't have that much CC outside of like ults, but when they use their ults, it's just extremely high impact, extremely, it turns fights, and they're doing it well. I mean, Evan really managing to get value out of that Nyla, really managing to get value out of that Nyla ult especially. He loves going in on these, flippy plays, I guess, but managing to stay alive through his insane healing and just do ridiculous damage to a team that, doesn't really have the tank to deal with it. Not that armor shred potentially wouldn't matter, but we see Fruitcakes continue to just try to catch waves. Their TP is mid and bot, so they definitely can make plays around the map. But, I mean, there's no fight they win without numbers advantage, it seems, at this point. 7k gold lead. Ari's 3 items. You have the orange starting to spread around his items. Already 2 items. Managed to really stabilize, 06 in like 10 minutes and 06 at 25. I mean, that's what you want to see. Like, rough early against an early game champ, and you manage to stabilize and then have high impact in fights, and it's perfect. Has TP as well, can TP the Baron, and Fruitcakes just can't afford to trade. Looking to get some resources here. The real question is, Soul, 3 minutes, can they contest that? I might argue they have to, but it's potential that they might see it fit to hold off, maybe try to live it out and just maybe try to fight in base where they have a bit more of an advantage, but it's hard to see how you're surviving something where they're tanky enough to walk at you under tower, and at 20% health you get executed. It's going to be hard with 3 item carries. We should show gold charts. I don't think I can. Oh, goes in with Gruer. Can't quite find anything, but still manages to burn the flash from Faye. Exactly what you want. Evan burning flash, unfortunately not for much, but now they're on the back foot. Ornn TP's in to make sure he's there in the fight. Oh my god, Julian gets instantly popped. Same thing for Kai. And that sleep on the Smolder. Smolder is going to go down, it seems. Not quite hits the E, but Lispy tries to get out. Evan runs him down. 3 autos, and that's game. Yeah, that was a game that's just it's very difficult for Case to fight. I think they played lanes quite well, but those fights are just extremely hard with your team comp, and it showed. Good game, really good game. I want to see if they adapt the draft a bit, maybe switching to a more tanky jungle, more consistency C on the side of, honestly, on both sides. I mean, obviously no one played very well, but I'm interested if they want to do that to maybe free up, because the part of the reason that works is because you have top lane and support on tank with CC. If they want to free up either of those, maybe no one switches. I definitely think I would not be surprised to see maybe similar bans on potentially both sides. Maybe the Neela gets taken away instead of the Hui or instead of the Syndra. I mean, Evan is known for his Neela, but I mean, recently his Hui has been very, scary as well. I have no idea what that pick is. We'll find out in game. But just looking at this, bam, Ari, pick 1, taking away from Gruer. Same bans on both sides. Taking away Julian's Comfort Gragas and then taking away Lispy's picks. Vi on 1, there we go. All right, it's Tristana. The Vi serves to have that CC, still has that damage presence. Perfect. Talia, really, I think, as a counter to Ari, right? And there's a lot of dash champs in the game. It doesn't hurt. Then you see the Janna Maokai. The Maokai is a flex, but once you see the Janna, it's basically guaranteed jungle. Or top, actually. Either way. But the strength in that pick is that it's consistent CC, which is what I was talking about, maybe a more CC-heavy jungler. You see the Janna. Kathy's known for enchanters and fits right in. Tristana likely to counter the Janna because it's you know, you see Tristana Nautilus, boom, extremely aggressive lane, makes Janna, Janna can punish it, but it's hard to play, especially with a Nautilus who's very good at removing her ult. And it's, it's kind of maybe a high risk, but I wouldn't even say high risk. It's almost high risk, high reward for the side of Fruitcakes, because if they can survive the lane, they'll be in a very good spot, but it's hard to do. And especially against, a very good player in Evan and PB. Then we see the Ezreal Faye with, again, a bit of a safer carry, a scaling carry, looking to really play for that late game. And the set into the Ornn, again, an early versus late matchup. We saw how that Ornn really had an impact late in the game, even though the laning was quite rough. And I'm definitely interested to see if they play the same. I mean, maybe Maokai starts to path for bot lane to try to, I mean, they did quite well stabilizing early Fruitcake's last game, but, maybe with a Vi who's much stronger in dives than Lilia early, you have to have that presence to match counter gank. We'll have to see. Of course, Janna is a good anti-dive champion, but Nautilus is also a very good dive champion. In terms of overall draft, again, I really like Riftshark's draft. I mean, Vi, Tristana, Nautilus is just insane at going in with an Ornn ult, and Talia is just good follow-up, plus good at kind of protecting your carries, right? Like, it's very difficult. I mean, in this comp, not that much, but for instance, for Ahri to try to dash in and get a pick, you're in a real tricky spot, because you can't quite R in, E, and then R out, because Tristana throws down the bricks, and all of a sudden your R out is a free stun. Maokai has the ult. I think it's really going to be... It's a game of counter engage, right? Can we see this Janna, can we see this Maokai use their ults, use their CC to effectively peel the Ezreal, peel the Ahri, and make sure that with their mobility, with their poke, they can just chunk down over time this Riftshark team. Because this Riftshark team has almost no poke. It has to be said. Your poke is Talia into an Ezreal, Ahri, and even Janna. And then again, Set is, maybe not conventionally peel, but you go in on Vi, he ults you into your backline. It's a bit rough, right? So I'm definitely eager to see how this game goes. My prediction would be, if they go even bot lane and go even top side, if everything goes even, Fruitcakes wins. Or if everything but mid goes even, I'll say, I think Fruitcakes wins. If mid, I don't think, as long as mid is not winning on the side of Fruitcakes and Riftsharks wins their bot lane, I think this game is cooked. Because Tristana, who's fed, can do things that a Tristana who's not cannot. Like, you can play much riskier and play into CC in a much more greedy way, because you just do so much damage early. Oh wow, Groot's going to half health already, quarter health, gonna have to back. Hey, that's... Well, I don't know if they have any stacks on... My personal take is Ezreal should go tier, or not tier, ring. I'm a big fan of ring. What's it called? Manifold Band, that's it. Manifold Band on Ezreal, slept on, quite frankly. You go Manifold Band, you go Scorch, you have more lane presence, because, I mean, sure, you're losing out Biscuits, but you have health in your build anyways, and honestly, like, the Scorch just lets you do more damage, and then if your support is taking most of the flame, which, I mean, in an Enchanter setup, I actually like it when the support is a little more aggressive. At least that's how I play it. So hey, I like it. But we can already see them positioning aggressively, looking for the knot hook, but, I mean, Faye just getting free Qs on Evan. Level 1, this is actually a very Fruitcake-sided bot lane. The second they hit 2 and Tristana has that WE threat, it becomes a bit more scary. But even then, the Janna with the Q, I'm interested to see how this lane goes. Lispy doing what Lispy does, already zoning off, chunking down Avery. I mean, Ornn is not an easy champ to play into a very good top laner who's playing early champs. It's, I think we might see a similar thing early as last game. You go down, you play for late. Gets the engage. He doesn't have E on the Ezreal yet, but neither does the Tristana have jump, so can't quite follow up as much as they'd like. Now they've hit 2. both sides. Mid lane matchup going as expected. Pretty slow. I mean, unless Ari hits a charm, you're farming. You're maybe Q poke on both sides, but you can't do anything too much. You don't have any real kill threat, I don't think. He tries to auto the Ezreal, who goes for a greedy E in, but it's a minion instead, unfortunately. Faye trading quite well, getting Evan half health. Bit scary to go in now. Ooh, unfortunate tower shot to tank from Lispy, but managed to get the EW and peel away from the Ornn empowered auto to make sure that trade is still even. As I said, you see the adaptation here. Julian pathing bot side this time. Good E from Kai, follow up with the QW. Both junglers have full cleared. Actually, he skipped the Gromp to make sure he gets the crab on time. Vi not having the best early clear. Potentially looking for a play bot side, but it seems that they're not quite calling it. They see the vision in the try and know it's too risky. I'd definitely be interested to see, because typically when you start topside, what you can do is you can go topside, bot side, and then be bot side on your camps for dragon. Actually, I'm just wrong. You have to go bot side, bot side. I forgot how when it respawned. My bad. I'm not Mason. I'm not the jungle expert. But I mean, I'll be honest. Nothing interesting happening. Like, none of these lanes have kill pressure except for bot, and bot Fruitcakes is doing their job. They're going even. I mean, but then again, you're Ezreal. Like, it's not that hard to not get engaged on if you're playing well. I mean, top lane is, the struggle of a top laner here, just starving while your opponent is constantly pushing, poking. But Vi is here to potentially help. I mean, if he tries to look for tower damage, no, not quite. Knows that it's a bit too risky into this healthy set and a half health Ornn. Gets really good damage on Guru from Kai, but Nautilus is here if Kai gets a bit too zealous. Overzealous. PB really using these rotates while Kathy's staying a bit more bot side, but ultimately it's not bad because in a 1v1, Tristana can really hurt an Ezreal. Oh, tries to predict it, but manages to get the E off just in time. Almost canceled it on the side of Lispy. If Lispy had managed to get that cancel, I think that's probably a kill. So really good timing on the side of the Ornn. I mean, tried to predict, obviously, the E with his W, but even so. Oh, they get the engage. Julian knocks him up. And he manages to get out. His team is just there. Took the dragon just in time to be there. Gur flashing away and managing to live. He's starting to put engage bot side. E comes out, does some damage. That's the W. Managed to fully stack it. Nautilus is here. Flash, auto, Q auto, and that's a kill on Kathy. Won't be able to keep going for Faye, but still really good. I mean, you're burning the Ezreal flash, and all you're losing is your not flash, Tristana still has it. Tristana still has the ability to play out. Interesting take of cleanse, by the way, because the only person you can use it on is Maokai ult or RE, which I think is, in my eyes, a bit greedy, given you want to win lane kind of bad. But, oh, looks for the flash. Can't quite find it. Really good barrier by Faye, but still great damage on the side of Rift Sharks. And even though they're walking away from that without a kill, you still got the kill earlier. You're still starting to get in a good spot, and if they can keep on snowballing a bit, it might be dangerous. Though I will say, one kill, you're up slightly in CS. It's not that bad, especially since topside. Well, he managed to stabilize a bit. He's still down like 20 CS after a bit, but no deaths. You have to be scared now. Last game in this same spot, we saw this exact same spot, except for the Smolder had a kill, whereas right now the Tristana has a kill, and you have the top laner who's, you know, maybe 20 CS, 600 gold up, not the 1k plus we saw last game. So Fruitcakes really has to be careful here. I still think the draft is better, but just be cautious. I did say, your bot lane goes even, I think you win the game, but we'll have to see. This be with a really good backwards ult, or an ult to match. Going in bot lane, can't quite find it. We see Kathy with the flash, and Ornn managed to get out. I actually cannot believe that. I mean, I guess maybe the ult just managed to buy him enough time, but he's pretty healthy. I'm surprised. Actually deciding to stay, so much so. Make sure to crash this wave. Vi's here to counter any dive. He's potentially looking for it. And there's the engage. There's the ult follow-up. And still not taking tower. As long as they dodge this W, can't quite dodge it. Oh, it doesn't find the kill. That is shocking. Triumph might have actually clutched there, but I don't know. I mean, he got a lot of healing. Maybe it was a level up, but barely managed to survive. We see them both 6 bot lane, whereas this isn't quite there yet. Can't find a consistent engage. Likely going to hit it here potentially, though, with the way he's positioning. No, just trying to back them off. But they have to be very careful. Good E from Faye, managing to dodge. Evan goes in, but doesn't have his support there. The ult to clutch away the Ezreal, but low health, risky play. Good engage by Julian. Guru going low, still has no flash, and that's a kill. Really, really well played here, all around on the side of Fruitcakes. I mean, you know, all in all, it's 1 kill. But, you know, you're inches away from a kill top. I mean, really, it's even, but you're inches away from a kill top side. You now get the kill bot side. Kathy lives as well. You got the kill mid. I mean, it's starting to look good. Even, not quite even, but close to even gold. This is going to be a good game. I still think... I don't know. I think Rift Sharks is slightly favored, almost because I think... I think Fruitcake is slightly favored, because I think Rift Sharks might actually have the better comp, but I think I think Rift Sharks is the better comp, but I think with the position in the game state you're in right now, I think Fruitcakes looks better, like, basically even, and, like, up top. Or, yeah. Plus, I mean, mid, which is, you know, everyone knows it. Rift Sharks wins games through mid. You're going even there. That's exactly what you want. I mean, that maybe even up, right? I mean, you're up like maybe a few hundred gold in the component. Few hundred golden components. Now, they traded those first 2 objectives, but both are up. We'll have to see what these junglers do. They're both on the bot side. Likely going to be a big fight here soon. Guru rotates down. PB walking up. You know they're going for Dragon right now, but Kai is matching. Julian is starting to walk as well. Top lane just continuing to slug it out, as usual. They've started the Dragon. Tristana, Ezreal fighting. Gets a lot of damage on this Ezreal. Oh, goes back in to allow the bomb to pop. Tristana's just going to jump, and that's Ezreal's dead. That was extremely greedy. I mean, almost managed to kill the Tristana. We see Vi's quite low. Vi goes down. Really good ult from Kathy. But Evan can just hop away. Will the ult be able to follow? No, the ult of him away. Oh my god, too much is happening. Alright, Ari managed to follow up with the ult flash to counter the Tristana ult and managed to secure the kill. This is... I thought it was extremely bad. I mean... really greedy play, I think, on the side of Faye, but managed to chunk Tristana enough that Tristana goes down. They managed to go, you know, no deaths for the Vi on that fight because of this really good Jane ult to disengage. Top lane trades it back somehow. Avery pulling out miracles out here, going up in this lane basically at this point. But that's that. I mean, it still looks like, you know, you have a 3-0 Ari going, you know, 8 CS a minute, you can make something happen. I'm definitely excited to see where this game goes. Got getting a bit of a chunk out here, trying to protect the ward. seem to be giving this dragon in exchange for grubs. 6 grubs on a set is definitely nothing to scoff at. Set maybe isn't in as strong as a position they'd like to take advantage of it. I mean, typically I think their top laner tends to be very fed. Avery doing extremely well to, I mean, go even, or even, I mean, given his chance, I'd say win lane here. But still nothing to ignore late game where, you know, an 0-5 top laner hitting your tower is still a top laner hitting your tower. Great buffer from Faye to avoid the knot hook. But, yeah. Perhaps looking for a play mid, but no, Julian looks off. Has that ult to threaten something, so definitely Guru has to play careful. Has flash, of course, but other than that, no real disengage tools besides his E or W. And PB walking very aggressively. I think they're maybe not respecting it enough. And even though he misses, he's in range to auto. Great Janet disengage. Flash away. Evan flashes to match, manages to pick up the kill, but Kathy still managed to do a lot in that time where Evan is low enough for Faye to continue playing this lane. Honestly, you're getting flash, cleanse, ignite, and you're losing, I mean, you're losing support sums, you're dying, but, you know, Faye can continue playing lane. It's not the end of the world because of the fact that they're not healthy enough to just go in and flip. Tristana with, I mean, I think Evan's a very big Yuntal advocate. Gruer continuing to opt into those scaling picks, as does the Ahri. Oh, looking for a play here on the Vi. Oh, great flash Q. Managed to find the follow-up with the ult. Still, they burned the Ahri ult. That's not that bad. It's a bit unfortunate that they couldn't get a bit more damage there, but, I mean, that was a textbook flash Q. Plus, you get the, I mean, oh, if Ahri didn't have ult, that would have been cinema. That would have been cinema, truly. Bit unfortunate to commit so many resources, but honestly, for that play, I can't even be upset. They see the Vi topside, and they know that they're not bot. They see Gruer mid. Could be looking for a play here. PB may be looking for a recall. Evan is likely going to stay. And there is the Maokai ult from Julian as we expected. And Evan is just dead. There's no way around it. Evan is dead. And somehow manages to get a kill in the process. Kathy being a bit too careless. Not seeing the massive amount of damage done. And Kai looking for a fight. But gets full comboed. And wow, Gruer just takes him down. I mean, dang. That, what should have been, I mean, really good communication and playing here. And beautiful play from Lispy. Oh my god, I mean, burns flash, but, you know, right there to cancel that ult. Trades it back. This is definitely a game for the ages. I'm extremely excited to see how this one turns out. I have not watched these games. I want this to be very clear. So, I will say that my fruitcake's hype perhaps was without knowledge, but I'm excited. They're doing a lot of damage, but still has a W. Have to be respectful of it. Goes full health. Julian has to flash out, actually. Gets stunned under tower, takes to aggro. It's not great. I mean, Ahri's, you know, still half an item away and 7 minutes from doing real damage. You have a top laner who's strong, but so is theirs. You know, Ornn has ults. They have to give this objective. There's no way around it. I mean, Ezreal's really the one that I think Ripsharks have to be careful about, but even so. Ooh, bless me, I guess. Excuse me. Yeah, PB on that knot. 0-0-2, and yet still a frightening presence on the map. Oh! I guess just held the Q. I don't quite understand what just happened there, but I guess it worked out. Because Vi-Q can get cancelled by by Maokai Q, so that was definitely a risky position to be in. Failure for poke, if I find it. Tristana still shoving bot. We see the set going to match without flash. That's not really an issue. I mean, Evan looking for a reset. Dragon 10 seconds. This is definitely greedy, but I mean, you're buying 900 gold worth of components. I mean, I don't know if you needed a reset. I guess I didn't see health, but I can say this because he's on my team. It's fine. It's fine. Ooh, and that is, oh my god. Julian just completely cut off. I mean, burns Flash and Janna ult, but still can't quite get away because of that amazing wall from Gruer. Great follow-up from Noam, and that's another dragon. That's 3 dragons. You have Rift Herald. Well, I mean, you already used it, I guess, but this is a frightening position to be in. Kai, knowing that Ord can't quite kill, unless rather careless, but still. This is a bit of a scary game for Fruitcakes, because they definitely can win through their bot side, but their bot side has to do a lot of work. Given how oh my god, never forget everything I said. Ornn is just a absolute unit, completely chunking down Kai, forcing him to burn ult when I don't think they wanted to. Minus 90, minus 90, yikes. I mean, definitely, I think one very notable change this game is that Ezreal CSing is quite good. I mean, you know, you're matching everyone on, you're beating everyone on Rift Sharks, but barely Gruer, which is, you know, it's in and of itself an accomplishment. Pretty close to Gruer. Who's it? I mean, actually, yeah. Oh my god, wait. Lispy has 100 ACS? Wait, they're all CSing very well. You know, they're all like at least 8 a minute. This is exactly what you want. I mean, and it reflects in the gold value. I mean, you're up, right? You're up like 100 gold, and you have to be careful because of the insane engage. But if you have a wall, I mean, you have this time, unlike last game, you have a wall in your Maokai. You have a carry that can really consistently get away in Ezreal, and you have another carry that can get away more consistently in Ahri compared to the Akshan. So I'm interested to see how these fights play out, because we've had maybe one big fight, but that was, you know, it was around the previous dragon where, again, we saw Vi go in, get chunked, disengaged by Janna, and they go 1 for none. But wow, Tristana, I mean, doing good damage. Still only at 1 item, likely to hit 2 soon. Oh my god, and they're starting up the objective. There's no vision on it. Wow, Rift Shark's completely oblivious. That, I cannot say I expected that. I mean, they're going to get the top tower for it. Gruer's going to know now, but can he do anything about it? I don't think so. I mean, they're now walking, but it's just gone. Really, really well played. I mean, clearing out all the vision, making sure the lane is shoved, and doing so without arising suspicion that you just get gifted an Otacon in an even game. That's perfect. Maybe not gifted because you lose top tower for it, but, you know, tier 1 is whatever. You're going to lose it no matter what. Oh, I've been playing extremely greedy, and oh my god, Insect from Kathy on the Janna? Oh my days. But they continue, and they don't kill Ezreal. They managing to somehow squeak out of there. They take down the Ahri, but, I mean, they're still fighting, barely managing to live. Burns the Flash, barely gets him after that first auto does not kill. I mean, 2 for 2 after an insane engage, committing Ornn ult, committing Gruer's ult, committing Vi ult, committing not ult. I that insect from Kathy is spectacular. I will say I don't know if it was necessary because I think Evan was quite low, but I mean, beautiful flash ult, canceling him mid jump. Wow, that someone should have clipped that. I hope someone clipped that. That was incredible. And then, I mean, really good response time from Rift Sharks, of course, you know. You see the wall go down immediately. Ornalt comes out, 4-man dive, but Faye plays it really well, manages to get out. Kathy manages to get out as well. I mean, you lose one, you know, I mean, you lose your top laner in jungle, but, I mean, they're serving as peel, and again, they get the knot, so it's not the end of the world at all. Rift Sharks setting up quite strongly for this objective. We're seeing mashed items on support, mashed items on mid, mashed item on everywhere, but jungle actually. I mean, top has a slight item lead for Rift Sharks and slight deficit on the side of Rift Sharks for jungle. So definitely going to be an interesting fight. Roughly, I mean, not quite even gold, you know, in face value, but in items is pretty comparable. But this isn't looking good. I mean, Ezreal needs time to get damage out. They're looking for the engage, get a lot of damage. Oh my god, Lispy's in there doing damage, but gets countered out. PB somehow staying alive. Janna ult comes out, kill the jungler. It's a 3v3. Faye still full health, but Avery getting the knock up. Gruer's low. Evan doing mad damage. Has his W. Likelihood follow up. Gruer looking for behind. Good knock up from Kathy. Managing to somehow stay alive, but Faye's going to go down. Gruer lives, and they barely eke out that win. You know, one more Q on the Gruer goes down, and that might be a win fight for Fruitcake. So really a good one to watch. Really good job, you know, making sure that you capitalize on the fact that they were maybe getting a bit greedy on Barret and Dragon, and the fact that you didn't have much time. You're on a clock. You need to go in, and for a team that is a bit more poke heavy, that was really well done. Unfortunately, they lost it, but you know, I think it was an extremely close fight. I really wish I had someone to cast this with me, because it's kind of hard to do this by yourself. That's that Cloud Soul over the side of Rift Sharks. Oh my god, like 2 straight games of 25-minute souls. I mean, they're prioritizing their dragons. I can safely say that I am not getting 25-minute souls when I'm jungling for Rift Sharks. So, props to Noah. Playing really well this series. I mean, this game maybe not having quite as big of an impact, but I mean, he's doing his job, CSing well, you know, getting those ganks in and getting basically every objective besides those first 2 grubs. I think every objective, actually, not basically. There's the pop, can jump one more time, and Ezreal's just dead. Ezreal, that's the hard thing with Tristana. I mean, once Tristana gets that attack speed going up with that Yuntals, right? If Tristana can pop the bomb, can jump, bomb, and then pop the bomb before Ezreal can E out of range, it's cool. I mean, it's just, there's nothing you can do about it because she'll get the reset, she'll follow you, you don't have anything, and you'll be half health and dead. You just cannot fight a Tristana straight up without chunking her first with Qs. Julian looking for the steal here. PB trying to ensure that he can't do it with CC and manages to do so. Kathy here to help walk Julian out of their jungle, the Rift Sharks jungle. But there's a 5k gold lead built in, you know, less minutes. 2 minutes? 3 minutes? It's looking a bit more shaky now. You still have that Ahri going the maybe no damage, but very consistent build. You know, you have an Ezreal that's getting close to 3rd item. It's still very playable. The only worry is that you have also a 1.5 item Knot and a 3 item Ornn. A 306 Ornn with 3 items, including Jack shows, who you have to get through first with Ezreal of all AD carries. So I'll have to see if they can get quite enough poke to really, yeah. I mean, what? He just took a tower shot and it did less damage than like an auto on an AD carry from like a tank. Like, what the hell? I I think Raptors hits for more than that. Bit of a lull state here. Both teams waiting for those next objectives. 3 minutes on that Elder, 4 minutes on that Baron. Likely gonna see maybe a play to try to make use of this Baron buff. You see bot tower and top tower tier 2 are still up for fruitcakes. So definitely things that you can capitalize on there. If they try to defend, collapse on it, go for a dive. I mean, even a 5v5 under tower is likely preferable. And we see they're trying to do it. I mean, they're sieging this top tower. 4v4, not much fruitcakes can do. And oh my god, Avery goes in, gets Lispy low. If he commits ult, he'll get the kill. But 2 kills on the top side. No, 1 kill. It's always impossible to see because of all the effects. What? Ult, flash, auto, managed to get the kill as well? No, he does not. Lispy barely managing to survive, but Ari still goes down on that top side, still losing that inhibitor, the tier 2, the tier 3. And they're making a play for the next turrets. Ornn TP'd. Oh my god, Evan barely managing to stay alive. Again, making crazy risky plays. Julian tries to go for it, but can't quite get it. Oh no. And that is game. That's just game. I mean, if Julian kills Evan, there maybe is a hope, right? Because Julian's still alive, but Evan's damage is just nothing to scoff at. Can heal off minions. Womp womp, Gnome goes down. That's the series. I think, dare I say it, 2 series of draft diff. I mean, both good games. I think both times, I think Fruitcakes played the early really well. The second game, I think maybe less so. Like, I think there was definitely like a more of a, what the hell? Goated recommended, by the way, may I say. Like, but yeah, great series, fun all around. I have to decide MVPs. Oh wait. Okay. Let me just go like game by game. I'll do it now. Okay. So game 1 MVP was. Let me look at like a good like end of the game screenshot. Game 1 MVP. This is hard because I kind of want to give it to Brewer because Brewer just played really well and consistently. But then Noam kind of did work. I can't tell if it's hard to say if Noam had like a huge impact beyond just being good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if he had like maybe an MVP performance for this team, but it was just a really good game. But low-key, Guru was getting gapped early. But then again, I think you get gapped from this lane all the time. And he was up CS. And Evan played really well too. Yo, why can we not have one guy carry? Like, can we... 4 bounties is not okay. This is not... I would give it to PB, except for the time that, like, he missed 3 E's in a row in lane. That alone disqualifies him, I think. Criminal offense. Like, 2 of them are in range. I'm just kind of hopping around to see if I can... I hate to say this. I think I give it to Brewer. Oh, that feels bad. I give it to Brewer, though. And then game 2, thankfully, is a lot easier because no one did that. Actually, here it's just a 2A. It's just, is it Avery or is it Evan? Every time I do this, I feel like I'm stiffing someone because I think Evan had a really good game, but only because I think there were maybe, honestly, just because mistakes in ADC get punished harder than they do on tanks probably, but I still think Avery did really well. I mean, like, the first game, I praised Avery because he turned around a bad start. This game, he just didn't have a bad start and then just kept going with it. I think... I mean, like, I said he played well last game. His ults were, I think, a lot more consistent engages, really good plays. I have to give it to Avery on this one, even though I do feel like between these 2 games, Evan has gotten robbed, and I kind of wish I could have given one to him. If I can give 2 MVPs for one game, it would be Evan and Avery, but I think it has to be Brewer game 1 and Avery game 2. Yeah. Oh, it feels bad. All right. Bye.